Y'all thought I was finished?
Hi there. Welcome back to Football Barbie here, where we talk about everything football and the most fun, the most important to me time of the year besides the draft, which I just did. If you want to check out the videos, I will put that up here, is the football schedule. Now, I honestly look forward to the middle of May every single year, like soon as football is over. I am already trying to figure out where I am trying to go for the next season. So I made it a life goal of mine as an Eagles fan to go to every single stadium. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, I've already been to about a third of the stadiums in my entire life, but I decided that I wanted to go back to the stadiums and film them for the channel. So at the end of the day, this is the whole schedule. I'm not going to give every single team because nobody really wants to sit through that long video. Unless you really want me to kind of do like an in-depth analysis of your schedule, then let me know in the comments and I can always make that video. But I'm an Eagle fan, so I will be talking about the Eagle schedule along with some of the other important weeks and games and everything that is happening, along with some other notations that I have from ESPN and how hard apparently people's schedules are that people have put out. So let's get into it. Let's start talking about it and let's figure out. I'll let you know where I'm going for the year. So what stadium can you expect me to see? Because I'm just going to do an in-depth analysis of every single stadium that I go to this year, and you'll see how many I'm going to. Do you want to take a guess? Guess in the comments below. Where do you actually think I'm going to go? So let's get into it. Week 1. So exciting. So football starting earlier this week, and I'm pretty sure it's because there's 17 technically games played, so 18 full weeks. So football is starting a little early this year. And it's kind of interesting because we do see obviously the Monday night game for the first year. Now, to start the football season off, now I think this is what it is whoever, I would honestly they'll have to check, but whoever won the Super Bowl plays the first Thursday night of the season. Going in at the Lions and the Chiefs for the first Thursday night game of the entire season. I also would like to state that I am Pacific times zone, so when I do talk about any times, they are on the Pacific time zone, not anyone else's time zone. So keep that in mind, please, when I do talk about games, because obviously then it'll get a little confusing if you don't understand that. So how exciting is it? The Chiefs are coming back, starting off the game, so I'm sure all Chiefs fans are happy. I'm sure they think they got this one in the bag. Sorry, Lions fans, if I was to take a winner, unless some major obstacle happened and Detroit just came like pouncing like the lion they are back, the Chiefs are going to have this first Thursday night game, and that's exciting. To start the season off, September 7th, get your calendars ready. September 7th, first game of the season. I don't really necessarily care about preseason. I just want to put that out there. I maybe will pay attention, but I don't necessarily care about preseason because half the time the main starters don't even play. So, but first regular game of the season, September 7th. Tune in. It's going to be, as Amazon has it, on all Amazon Prime is going to be shown it. I'm happy that I have Prime Video and I pay for that every year, so I will be having that on my Obviously channel. I do have Dish too, so this year we have all games and I'm thrilled. So next game for the week on Sunday. These are all the Sunday 10 a.m. games for the Pacific. The Bengals at the Browns. Both Cincinnati teams. You then have the Texans at the Ravens, 10 a.m. game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Vikings, 10 a.m. game. Then you have the Titans at the Saints, 10 a.m. game. Panthers at the Falcons, 10 a.m. game. Jaguars at the Colts, 10 a.m. Cardinals at the Commanders. I'm never going to get over saying that. Does anybody else agree with me in this? 10 a.m. This is all Pacific time zone, please. Eagles at Patriots. So Eagles are going to the Patriots for the first game of the season. It seems like our first game of the season has been an away game. Like last year was an away game. 2 years ago, my friend Jason and I, who if you pay attention to my channel later in the year, he's definitely one of the people going with me to the games. So yeah, Patriots away game. We went to Atlanta 2 years ago for season opener, and that was lit. Like, there's nothing like an Eagles game, and I really can't wait for everybody to come along with me and see how it goes. Then you have the Raiders. So the Vegas is my, where I live. So the Raiders are our home team. So I will kind of cheer for the Raiders. But they do play the Broncos, which is a divisional team, at 1:25 p.m. The Eagles do play the Patriots at 1:25 as well. So we are the second half of the game. Dolphins at Chargers, 1:25 p.m. Packers at Bears. That's a divisional, 1:25 p.m. Rams at Seahawks, 1:25 p.m. The night game for the first Sunday night game is going to be the Cowboys versus the Giants. First Sunday night football game of the season on September 10th, 5:20 p.m. Now, everybody knew that we are hard at guessing, if you pay attention to football and you know your history, that the Bills are playing at the Jets on September 11th, 5:15 p.m. Now, normally there are 2 Monday night football games the first week of the season. However, this year, they're focusing their attention on New York City. Now, obviously, why wouldn't you? It is September 11th. How often does September 11th fall on a Monday night? So why wouldn't you want to have, so the Jets get lucky here, and I do kind of foresee maybe the Bills winning, but now the Jets got Aaron Rodgers. And I told you, I am so excited that the Jets have Aaron Rodgers. If you watch one of my last videos, you will see I am absolutely thrilled that the Rodgers is playing for the Jets. Now, we got to make sure that it is not a fluke that he was just great in Green Bay. So, really curious to pay attention to this game, September 11th. I'm sure it's going to be really spectacular to watch. It's going to be probably amazing to be there. It's going to be very emotional. So, week 1 is a great week. Goes off with a remembrance to 9/11. Now, Eagles schedule, I decided to talk about next because clearly I am an Eagles fan. Now, I really look forward to this, and this year especially, because I'm planning on going to more games, and I won't plan my fall life until I find out the football schedule. So I couldn't even book a trip for the fall until I found out this football schedule. So, Eagles schedule, like I said, week 1, Eagles at Patriots, 1:25 p.m. game, 4 Eastern time. I'm sorry, Pacific time. Oh my God, I'm gonna confuse myself. Now, season opener. Season home opener. Minnesota Vikings are playing at the Eagles. And it's gonna be really interesting because it's a Thursday night game, and I'm so excited. I'm definitely making plans to go. My mother is actually a Vikings fan, so a few of the stadiums that I have been to before in the past, I did go to London one time. We watched the Vikings play the Browns. I have been to Dallas versus Vikings. I did go to the Vikings game in the Metrodome 10 years ago. My mother and I have been on these trips together, and I'm happy that she's a Vikings fan. So now she's going to come to the Eagles Stadium. I don't know if she's going to wear her actual jersey, though. She's a little nervous to wear her jersey. I'm trying to reassure her that it's going to be fine. But hopefully it should be me, my friend Jason, and my mother all going to the home opener for the Eagles. And I'm telling you, it's going to be electric. Electric vibes. Nothing like home openers. Or season openers. I said 2 years ago, went to the season opener, and that was amazing. I will make it to Patriots Stadium one day, just probably not this year. So, next game of the season is the Eagles at Tampa Bay Buccaneers, week 3. And week 3, this was one of the games that I said I was going to. I literally told my friend Jason to cheer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I was hoping obviously Tom Brady wouldn't retire, but you kind of had a feeling he was going to. I wanted Tampa Bay to win because why not I like to go on these trips and I do a little vacation out of it. I go explore the city, we go to the football game, and it just becomes so much fun. Eat all kinds of food, good food. I will show all kinds of food, alcohol, everything at the stadiums, but I've never been to the Bucks Stadium. So on September 25th, this is a Monday night game, by the way, which is interesting because it's a 4:15 p.m. Pacific. Now, Tampa Bay is in Central Time Zone, so the part that's interesting is because of September 11th being the only Monday night game, there is 2 Monday night games for the first 2 weeks week 2 and week 3, there were 2 Monday night games. That's the first time that's ever happened. So, Monday night game, Tampa Bay, I can't wait to be there. Obviously, I know Tom Brady and all them are not in there any longer, but I will explore and go to the Bucs Stadium. I heard it's supposed to be pretty cool. I heard that they had a pirate ship, so you'll see later in the season for the 3rd week of football. But also for that Monday night game, you do have the LA Rams at Cincinnati on September 25th as well, 5:15 p.m. East Pacific time. So that's going to be interesting. They're going to have games start an hour apart from one another. Now, the next game of the season, week 4, Commanders at Eagles. October 1st, it's a 10 a.m. game. So that is one of the early games. They don't have many this year. Now, we actually do have 6 primetime games. It's, for what I looked, that seems to be about the highest that anybody has for the whole season is 6 primetime games. So we'll see. But I'm pretty thrilled for that. That means we're on primetime and I don't have to fight for a cable or a television or figure out what it's on. It's going to be on primetime. So I'm excited for that. So Commanders and Eagles, October 1st, 10 a.m. Next game, week 5, Eagles at Rams. This one I'm going to. I mean, it's on October 8th. How can I not go to it? It's in LA. It's driving distance from my house. If it's driving distance, I try to go within a 4 to 5 hour time frame. So I feel like I have to go. My friend Jason, I'm going to make him. He's going to fly out to Vegas and we are going to drive to LA. I don't think there's that much fun things to do in LA. I go to LA to visit, but it's not like a crazy party town or a touristy place or anything like that. I already have a friend who lives there, and he's actually an Eagles fan, so I bet you he's going to go too. So we'll probably have a bunch of us at that game that I know, because that's just pretty easy to get to. I think it's in Inglewood, so it's the SoFi Stadium, and that's definitely going to be another one that I'm going to for the year. So that will be on October 8th. So that is currently the 3rd game for me for the year that I am going to of the Eagles. Next, Dolphins at Eagles on October 22nd, 5:20 p.m. It's a Sunday night game. Great. We get to watch Tua. We get to watch my favorite wide receiver on the Miami Dolphins of Mr. Tyreek Hill. I just absolutely said I love Tyreek Hill. I think he's an amazing player. He's my favorite person by far on that team. I think Waddle did really well as too last year, so he would probably be my other favorite person on the team. I do feel bad for Tua, so hopefully he has no more concussions, because that was tragic to watch. Nobody liked that last year. The year before last year. So that's Sunday night game. Next game, Eagles at Commanders, October 29th. It's a 10 a.m. game. So that's one of the other few early games, is that one. Then the Cowboys come to the Eagles at 1:25 p.m. on November 5th. So that'll be really good as well. You know, the Cowboys are huge and Eagles are huge rivalries. So that's definitely something. Now, the next game that I said that I absolutely have to go to, which is obviously, you know for a fact that they were going to televise this as one of the primetime games. Eagles at Kansas City Chiefs, November 20th. Monday night, 5:25 p.m. So, that is going to be wild. I have planned on eating lots of good barbecue. I plan on seeing the Super Bowl rematch, because if you paid attention to any of my other videos, if you haven't seen, I went to the Super Bowl, and like I said, I knew that Kansas City was a better team. I think the Eagles are always, in a sense, underdogs still. I still think we're kind of underdogs, even though we are a great team. I still believe that we are a little bit of an underdog. We just have a lot of grit, and we have a lot of fight, and I think that's why so many people love them, because, yes, sometimes we suck. Let's not get that wrong. I am still trying to be unbiased with this. But you know what? Sometimes we have amazing catches and I am screaming and standing on my seat during the game. Like, it's a blast. So the next game is Bills at Eagles, November 26th, 1:25 p.m. So as the Chiefs game, that makes game 4 that I'm going to of the Eagles for the season. So I'm going to probably 5, I want to say, Eagles games. And my roommate, one of my really good, great friends, James, who lives with me, he's a huge Giants fan. I don't mind necessarily cheering for my division unless they're playing each other. Then I won't cheer for somebody else's team. We're gonna try to go to the Jets game versus Giants since he's a Giants fan. I'll talk about that, and we're also gonna go to the Raiders Giants game, but I will talk about those in a bit. So Bills and Eagles, November 26th, 1:25 p.m. Next game, everybody already got this kind of notification too. This was out a little early because it is also another rematch. 49ers at Eagles, December 3rd at 1:25 p.m. This is a rematch from the playoff game where Brock Purdy was playing this past season, and it was a great game. I was very happy that we won. I was very nervous that we weren't going to win because Kansas City was doing great. San Francisco was doing great, and Brock Purdy was winning these games like crazy. I think they said he won like 6 or 7 games in a row as Mr. Irrelevant. Like, that doesn't happen. So that was really cool to watch. But I'm super thrilled that the Eagles won the game. So now it's a rematch, and now the 49ers will go to Eagles on December 3rd. Now, the next game, Eagles at Cowboys, September 10th. Now, it seems that they swap every other year. Like the last Sunday, last year, I went to the Eagles game, the home game where Dallas played on Sunday night. Now, there's obviously, since they play each other, the Cowboys now go to the Eagles for the Sunday night game matchup, which will be huge on December 10th at the 5:20 p.m. The next game of the season is Eagles at Seahawks. I really do kind of want to go to the Seahawks stadium. I would really love to go to this game. However, my friend Jason and I last year went to Chicago Bears Stadium on, I think actually was it the 16th or 17th of December, and we froze to death and I could not get warm. It said it felt like 4 degrees at the game day. Luckily we won and I didn't sit outside and froze. We had great seats, but that did suck, and I don't know if I want to go to the Seahawks in December 17th. That sounds brutally cold. So that's a 1:25 p.m. game. The next game, highlight, which this is what I think I'm actually going to go to as well, so this would be my 5th Eagles game of the year, is the Giants are playing at the Eagles Stadium on Christmas Day, December 25th, 1:30 p.m. That'll be fun. Obviously, divisional matchup. It's getting close to the end of the season. Their games are probably really going to matter unless one team goes either way with wins or losses. You know, that's going to be a really good game to watch. The next game, Cardinals at Eagles, December 31st. So here are the New Year's Eve games, which I will talk about. 10 a.m. on New Year's Eve. Then the next game is the Eagles at Giants, January 7th. To be determined, because obviously all the last week for week 18 games are already announced, but you'll know who's going where. You just don't know time yet because the NFL will move around the games based on the time. So the next thing is holidays. Let's talk about the holiday games. Thanksgiving. So there's 3 games, as everybody knows, on Thanksgiving. Everybody knows that the Detroit Lions, play every year on Thanksgiving, and so does basically the Cowboys. So Green Bay Packers are at the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving, November 23rd at a 9:30 a.m. Pacific time game. Early. Make sure you guys are up early to watch the games. Then you got the Commanders at the Cowboys on November 23rd for a divisional game as well, 1:30 p.m. on Thanksgiving, followed by 49ers at Seahawks November 23rd, 5:20 p.m. on Thanksgiving. So the NFL is really doing some different things this year to try things out, so it seems, and I have a feeling that this game will get a lot of views. On first Black Friday game ever for NFL is the Jets, New York Jets, starring Mr. Aaron Rodgers, who the Jets, you'll see, are playing at the Dolphins with Tua. So basically, you got Roger versus Tua, 12 p.m. Pacific time on Black Friday. So I guess they're really trying to plan this out. When people get done shopping, they're going to think, like, people are going to come home and they're going to watch the game. So we'll see what happens to that. Now, let's talk about Christmas week, which is week 16 of football. So you have your Thursday night game, New Orleans versus at Los Angeles, 5:15 p.m. on Pacific time. So Christmas week, they do have games on Saturday. So it's Saturday, December 23rd, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, 1:30 p.m. Saturday also as well, December 23rd, Buffalo at Los Angeles Rams, 5 p.m. So this is Saturday, December 23rd matchup will be played in the afternoon. It will mark the first ever game shown exclusively on Peacock since it is owned by NBC, and that is the Buffalo at the Los Angeles Rams game. Like I just said, it will be apparently the first ever exclusive Peacock game shown. Now, apparently NBC did make a statement that they are going to be showing the games on Peacock for Sunday night, since obviously I guess they do own Peacock, which I didn't know until this, that they will be showing the games. Now let's talk about Sunday, Christmas Eve. Colts at Atlanta, 10 a.m. Seattle at Tennessee, 10 a.m. This is Christmas Eve, so this is Sunday. Detroit at Minnesota, 10 a.m. Washington Commanders at New York, 10 a.m. New York Jets, I'm sorry. Oh no, it's not. Washington at New York, 10 a.m. Green Bay at Carolina, 10 a.m. Browns at Houston, 10 a.m. Jacksonville at Tampa Bay, 1:05 p.m. Arizona at Chicago, 1:25 p.m. Dallas at Miami, 1:25 p.m. And Patriots at Denver, 5:15 p.m. So, I'm really sorry. I was right the first time. It is the Jets. I was thinking the week before. It is the Jets who are playing at Washington at New York. Jets, 10 a.m. because they just use the same stadium. Because Xmas for Christmas, this apparently last year, Christmas game between the Packers and Dolphins in the NFL was one of the 10 most watched regular season games of 2022 with 25.9 million viewers. Isn't that fascinating? I would never think. I mean, I personally went to the movies last year and tried to watch some of the games on my phone, but hey, I mean, that's pretty dope. I mean, a lot of people probably do sit around on Xmas and Christmas and they just put it on. So this is the second year that they're doing this triple header on Christmas, which is pretty rare because normally they try to not play games on Christmas. So first you have the Raiders at Kansas City, 10 a.m. You have the Giants at Eagles, 1:30 p.m. Now this game is the game that I'm trying to go to. So now luckily for me, I will fly home for this where I am from, and it is a 4:30 game, which makes my life a little easier so I can spend time with my mother in the morning and then go to the football game hopefully at 4:30 because I'm sure get down there hours early. Then we have Baltimore at San Francisco on 5:15 p.m. Honestly though, I pray it does not snow because I don't want to drive in snow because that sucks. I don't want to snow Christmas, so please, Philadelphia area, do not get snow at Christmas. If you do, don't be at the stadium where I'm driving. So let's talk about another week that's the most important in football. Week 17. This week is the week before the last week of the season, obviously, now. And this week is on New Year's week. So it's always interesting how they do this now that it's like this. Because the week 17, everybody knows, this is where people are fighting for playoff spots. So this is when everything starts turning up. Like, unless people are just so far ahead that no one else is going to be able to catch up, this is phenomenal. This is a great time. So, Thursday of New Year's Eve week 17, Thursday, December 28th, the Jets are at the Browns at 5:15 p.m. Saturday, December 30th, Detroit at Dallas, 5:15 p.m. Now, on New Year's Eve, Sunday, the rest of the games will be on New Year's Eve. On Sunday, apparently it's not to interfere with the college football games that are going to be following that. So New Year's Eve, all Sunday, the rest of the games, basically. So you have New England at Buffalo, 10 a.m. Atlanta at Chicago, 10 a.m. The Raiders at the Colts, 10 a.m. Rams at Giants, 10 a.m. Arizona at Philly, 10 a.m. New Orleans at Tampa Bay, 10 a.m. San Francisco at Washington, 10 a.m. Carolina at Jacksonville, 10 a.m. Miami at Baltimore, 10 a.m. A lot of morning games. Tennessee at Houston, 10 a.m. Pittsburgh at Seattle, 1:05 p.m. Chargers at Denver, 1:25 p.m. Cincinnati at Kansas City, 1:25 p.m. This is a rematch of their championship game, so that's going to be exciting to see. And then you have Green Bay at Minnesota for the night game of the week for 5:20 p.m. So I put a little other games and notes. So as my roommate is a Giants fan and we were great friends, he is a little annoyed as a Giants fan, which I would be kind of too, that the first 7 out of their 10 games are away. That's crazy. That sucks. So I figured that since it's kind of important that, Mr. Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets get 6 primetime games. And those primetime games are the September 11th versus Buffalo for the 5:15 p.m. Sunday, October 1st, they have the night game versus Kansas City at Kansas City, 5:20 p.m. Monday, November 6th, they're going to the Chargers for the Monday night game, 5:15 p.m. Then you have Sunday, November 12th at the Raiders, the night game, 5:20 p.m. That's going to be a great game. Friday, November 24th versus Miami. That was the Black Friday game at 12 p.m. And then they have Thursday night, December 28th at Browns, 5:15 p.m. Another notation, Cincinnati will be going back to Buffalo to redo last year's tragic game when poor Damar Hamlin passed out and all those issues, and it was in Buffalo, so they are going back to that, and it is super sad, so make sure you pay attention to that. Now, as for the other 2 games that I'm going to for the season, so for the Giants, it is October 29th. We are going to watch the Jets play the Giants at the Giants MetLife Stadium. And then the following week, on November 5th, we are going to go for the Giants game at the Raiders Stadium. So we'll be going to also Allegiant Stadium, which I used to work and do beer vending there, but it's very hard work. And I've never actually watched a Raiders game as a fan of any team. So yeah, that's going to be super exciting. So I did want to also read what ESPN stated today about who is expected to win for these games. And it's just going to be very interesting of how this all works. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody's seen, and apparently I'm having issues and I have no idea. So yeah, we will see. If I can't find it, then it is what it is, obviously. But I do wanted to talk about that part. It's not the biggest thing for me to not have it. But let's see if I can't find it. I did want to talk about this, which was really important, as I thought, which is the 2023 strength of schedule. So let's just go to that. So apparently whoever wins the Super Bowl or whoever's in the Super Bowl is supposed to have one of the hardest schedules. So the Philadelphia Eagles have a 0.50 or 56% opponent win schedule. So their strength is 56%. Miami Dolphins at 55% is the strength is the hardest for their opponents. Then you have the New York Giants at 54%, so it's 0.549%. Maybe I'll just read the whole thing, it makes it a little easier. So this is the strength of how hard their schedule is. So this is in the order of which it is. So then you have the New England Patriots at 0.549. You have the Dallas Cowboys at 0.549. The New York Jets at 0.545. Buffalo Bills, 0.542. Washington Commanders, 0.535. Los Angeles Rams, 0.533. Las Vegas Raiders at 0.524. Arizona Cardinals, 0.519. Denver Broncos at 0.517. Seattle Seahawks, 0.517. Los Angeles Chargers, 0.517. San Francisco 49ers, 0.514. Kansas City Chiefs, 0.512. So the Eagles are apparently have a way harder schedule, so they say, than the Chiefs. Cincinnati Bengals, 0.510. Chicago Bears, 0.494. 0.97. Minnesota Vikings, 0.497. The Detroit Lions, 0.495. Baltimore Ravens, 0.484. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 0.483. Jacksonville Jaguars, 0.477. Then you have the Packers at 0.476. Pittsburgh Steelers, 0.470. You have the Cleveland Browns at 0.460. Carolina Panthers, 0.453. Tennessee Titans, 0.448. Indianapolis Colts, 0.434. Houston Texans, 0.431. Then you have the New Orleans Saints, 0.427, and the Atlanta Falcons at 0.417. Now, I know that sounded like a lot, obviously, because it is all 32 teams. However, that is the order and the ranking according to NFL on how hard someone's schedule is for the 2023 season. Now, I can't find the NFL or the ESPN article that I had found earlier. However, this is what it does state for who is, according to Vegas standards for people already betting on the games, if you wanted to bet, how many wins is each team going to have. So, Cincinnati and Kansas City comes in at the highest amount of wins for the season at 11.5. So this is the over-under. Then you have Buffalo, Philadelphia, and San Fran are coming in at 10.5. So this is what Vegas is stating, or the people who are gambling that you can already pick of how you're going to do. You have Baltimore, Cleveland, Dallas, Detroit, Jacksonville, Chargers, Miami, New Orleans, and the Jets coming in at 9.5 wins for the season. Then you have Atlanta, Denver, Minnesota, the Giants, and Pittsburgh and Seattle coming in 8.5 wins for the season. Then you have Carolina, Chicago, Green Bay, the Rams, Raiders, New England, and Tennessee coming in at 7.5 wins for the season. And then Houston, Indianapolis, Tampa Bay, and Washington, 6.5 wins for the season. And then Arizona comes in at the bottom with 4.5 wins. So, happy to see the Eagles apparently still the top. We apparently have one of the hardest schedules, and we still come in towards the top with the game wins. So that is beyond exciting. I am super thrilled for that. So let's see what happens and who's down to travel. If you are an Eagles fan and you are going to any of the games that I listed that I'm going to, please comment and let me know where you're going. I absolutely love seeing fans. It makes the tailgating so much fun. My friend Jason and I and whoever, we try to go to Eagles games. They do have a thing called Philly Sports Trips where they do like a whole tailgating thing that you package, or tailgating that you can buy. They also do a whole other package, but I rather just book my own trips versus doing someone else's. But we do the tailgating with that, and it is so much fun because it's just all Eagles fans, and it's such an exciting time. So, ta-ta for now. I will do another video very soon.